Yo, what's good? It's your boy Kurt, and today, man, we have another reaction, no? So ngayong araw, no, finally nahanap din natin yung video. So today we are reacting to SB19, The Ultimate Sound Break, no? Ito yung sinasabi nyo na remake ni Casual Chuck sa episode 1 na Sound Break, no? I guess dun sa unang episode, medyo, of course, is doing this research and all of this, and pinagtatagpi-tagpi niya itong mga videos, and he's making the documentary, the story of the documentary progressive. So most probably may mga details siya na nakaligtaan, no? Or siguro hindi nasama, or maybe this is more of an update, no, para sa episode 1, for us to have more context, no, kung paano siya nagsimula. But yeah, I mean, nakaraan inaharap ko kasi akala ko may episode 1 din siya, or episode 1 remake sa title, no? Pero so basically title niya is The Ultimate Sound Break lang, and I guess this is the most updated because this uploaded 3 months ago, no? So bagong-bago lang. And speaking of Casual Chuck, man, we are on his live kagabi, no? He reacted to our reaction to Stell's song na Room, no? And unang-una maraming salamat sa inyo, no? Kasi marami sa inyo nag-request na sa kanya mag-react sa reaction natin. And at the same time, no, medyo nahuli ako sa panonood noon, na nalaman ko lang nung nag-comment kayo sa mga videos ko. Kasi meron silang mga nire-react dun sa live na I'm planning to react to, no? So again, here in this channel, no, pinagkaiba namin ni Casual Chuck is Casual Chuck actually doing a transformative video about SB19, like he's giving like a specific topic, diba? But me, I'm just straight up reacting to videos. so parang kumbaga yun lang yung pinaka maibibigay ko sa inyo, no, na a genuine reaction, to make sure that all the videos, the songs that I'm watching here in this channel is not pre-watch, no? All of my reaction here is my genuine reaction. Most of my videos in here for reaction is it's the first time that I've seen that video, or I listened to that music, no? May mga kanta, no, na dito sa channel ko na napakinggan ko na, pero sobrang requested kasi siya, so I make sure na I put review on the title, no? And I also pinapaalam ko sa mga nanonood, no, during intro, na this is not the first time na napapakinggan natin yung kanta, pero most of my reaction videos first time, no? But yeah, again, medyo nakakaya lang, no, kasi nakita niya yung nakita niya yung setup natin na medyo scuff, no? Ngayon, like, I'm using a phone at the moment. You also notice that maybe next time, guys. So again, maraming nag-request na mag-live tayo. Next time, we're going to do that. But yeah, again, now we have the ultimate sound break, no? Tingnan kung ano yung pinagkaiba niya dun sa episode 1 ng SB19 story. But without further ado, dami let's fucking get it.
When you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind? What if I told you that the most overlooked boy group in our generation might be these guys?
Most overlooked?
In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment.
Nakatawa na get-react sa I mean, hindi yung madalas kong reaction sa sarili kong video, no? I mean, sometimes I cringe, no? So probably yun yung una nilang una nilang pakiramdam pag yung unang mga beses na napapanood nila yung mga video nila, no? I assume, no, kasi yun yung nararamdaman ko. Oh my God, nabalik ko siya ng sobrang layo, sorry.
When you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind?
Jackson 5.
What if I told you that the most overlooked boy group in our generation might be these guys? In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a company that
Ang
produced the
kulit no?
greatest P-pop group ever.
Are you proud of SB19?
And you don't accomplish that without
Eh?
making it.
Let's not pass P-pop as original. It's plagiarism.
A few enemies.
K-pop. Lima pala sila.
Ito mga anong to.
Some of them coming from unexpected places.
Yun yung iba daw.
Parang may ginaya rin.
But behind the group are 5 driven men who were about to
What the fuck? Janus Del Prado, Renz Verano. Come on. Guys, come on. Napaka narrow-minded, man.
transform what was once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest
Diba? Kita niyo yung gusto kong sabihin, diba? Kaya hindi ako nahumaling na unang makinig or sumubaybay sa SB19 kasi yung mga una nating mga boy group or girl group dito sa Pilipinas is a bit cringy, no?
Yun yung iba daw.
Parang may ginaya rin.
But behind the group are 5 driven men who were about to transform what was once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest growing genre of the world.
Ever since we had this goal, and not just for us, but for the entire industry.
Feeling ko hindi pa natin nakukuha yung recognition na dapat para sa atin.
Between disbanding before they even debuted,
All hope is lost parang noong time na yun.
becoming industry outcasts and getting bashed by their own countrymen,
Sana magkaroon tayo ng grupo na hindi naman mga kataasan ng tangos ng ilong. Para talagang original.
the rise of SB19 may not be the greatest,
Come on, Ted Filon, man. Isa sa mga pinapaborito kong newscaster, sa totoo lang, no? By the way, just a quick, fan fact about me. Nung high school ako, gustong-gusto kong, again, nag-editorial cartooning din ako noon. Gustong-gusto kong maging newscaster. Pinapaborito ko noon na newscaster, si Ted Filon. Lagi ako nanonood ng Filon ngayon, no, nung high school ako. But come on, man, that take is a fucking garbage. Isipin mo, sabi niya, sana gumawa naman tayo ng grupo na puro hindi matatangos yung ilong, like what? So, sinasabi mo ba na for example, may nagpa-audition, no, na grupo na ang requirements dapat hindi matangos ilong mo? So, kahit na totoong Pilipino ka, dahil medyo matangos yung ilong mo, pero you know that you are, dito? Ano ba tawag sa salitang yun? You are qualified, no, magaling kang, for example, sumayaw, kumanta, you're a total performer, no? Like, package ka na. Pagkat matangos yung ilong mo, wala na? Hindi na pwede? Ganun ba yun? I mean, it doesn't make sense, no? What the fuck are you saying?
Filipino success story ever.
Maganda kasi yung revenge kasi talaga yung success na ipapakita mo sa mga tao hindi naniniwala.
Tama yan.
But it certainly is the most inspiring one.
Casual Chuck did it again, man, with this intro. Meron na tayo nung clip nung 7 Sins ni Philip, no? So this definitely the updated one. Remake.
This is called Triple, a group of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of. They were formed back in 1994 when the word K-pop hasn't even been invented. In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history. That member was Jong Song Han. It all started when he
Jong
left the
Song Han.
trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur. Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans thought that Songhan's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry. If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called Show BT Entertainment. Today we know him as Tatang Robin. Fast forward to 2015. The fight of the century
Si
just
Mayweather.
happened. One Direction's Drag Me Down was all over the radio, and Big Bang was the biggest K-pop boy group.
Yep.
While P-pop has top one project. Chances are, you have never heard of them. But somewhere in Makati,
ko sila
Philippines,
kilala.
an audition was held. Tatang Robin was looking for young talents who would be part of the package of their service as an event organizers. Talents who can perform on their own but can also serve as backup dancers and singers to their main performers. One of the main attractions of the SATA audition was if you're good enough, you might just debut as a member of Show BT's first ever P-pop group to undergo a Korean-style training.
Yay!
Filipinos don't get
Pero
opportunities like
Di ba sa Korea, meron silang parang sobrang higpit ng training nila. Totoo ba? Di ba? Ay, yung parang narinig ko na parang lahat ng galaw mo or parang nakastay in ka doon, no? Para mag-training sa pagkanta, sa pagsayaw, sa pati yung pagkain mo, di ba? Para yung ma-maintain yung figure mo, like sa mga babae na idol, no? Parang it's kind of like dream high. Alam niyo yung ano, napakita ko masyado edad ko dito. Yung Korean series na Dream High, di ba? Parang gano'n, di ba? So, parang titrain kayo, but not just dun sa talent na magaling ka, but overall, no? Para maging kang total performer, no? And, di ba sa Korea, meron silang gano'n, na minsan, for example, like Big Bang, di ba? Like sa mga dance practice nila or sa mga show nila habang trainee ka dun sa company na yon, minsan backup dancer ka muna nila, no, bago ka mag-debut. Tama ba? Yung pagkakaalala ko eh.
that so often, so hundreds of talents applied, but only 30 made it as trainees. They were initially called the Show BT Musical Gala Team, but then later dubbed as NARA, which in Korean means country, and also happens to be the national tree of the Philippines. If you're a fan who is deep into the P-pop scene,
maganda yung ginawa nila doon, no, na ng Show BT na pumipili siya ng mga salita na katunog sa Pilipinas, may meaning, no, na magkaparehas kumbaga. Kasi makikita mo yung talagang collaboration ng dalawang country, no?
you would recognize some of the future P-pop stars, but one of the most notable ones is this guy. On the first day of training, one guy stood out because he was just alone standing awkwardly in the corner.
Nung una, ang weird niya kung nagsasalita mag-isa.
He was facing the wall and making hand gestures as if he was rapping in front of it.
Nakatayo siya sa gilid. Biglang gaganon. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual ba ito sa gilid?
That guy was John Paulo Nasser. He always wanted to be a
the beat,
performer.
though.
As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also as a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. In training, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to help provide for his family. He was selected
Nice, man.
due to his undeniable diligence and leadership qualities. He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability. Some of my sources even said that he had already written dozens of songs at this time. He's also a badass rapper and was often called a genius, but consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker.
Hard work.
This made him the destined leader of the group. He was known as Sejin at the time, but later would be known as Pablo.
As Pablo, which is a fucking phenomenal
30
decision, no?
trainees are a lot of trainees. It would take a very observant person with an eye for talent to notice Pablo in that corner. So who was that observant person with an eye for talent? Well, he was also a trainee.
I mean, observant of talent. Sino pa ba, men? Ha? Isa sa member ng SB19 na halos lahat na lang ng talent kaya niya, no?
Stelvester Ahero.
Sylvester.
He was only a kid when he started competed as a performer. As a dancer, he racked up win after win on a national level with his school
Yep.
crew and became their official choreographer, teaching crewmates 2 to 3 years older than him. He
Let's
later
go.
joined a dance crew called Seon and went on to win international titles. Stel obviously worked so hard.
Sobrang nakakatawa yung ano nila, ano, yung grupo nila Seon, di ba? Kasi pagkakabanggit ni Casual Chuck na dahil lahat ng mga local contest, no, is napanalunan na nila. I mean, wala na silang masalihan dito, so the only option is to go up, no? Para sumali sa ganun kalupit yung naging grupo nila, no?
In his studies and competitions, he also worked part-time as a McDonald's service crew and teaching dance to kids with special
HRM
needs. There was a
student as
point
well,
that he
no?
worked too hard that he wound up in the hospital. His poor health caused him to lose his earnings and nearly his life. Fortunately, he was able to recover. This made him the obvious choice to become the choreographer of the group. But little did they know that dancing wasn't his only talent. As a
Yep.
kid, he joined the school choir to become the only male soprano and only improved as he gotten older. He easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just out of this world. Unlike Pablo, Stel was very friendly to everyone. In fact, one of his closest friends also auditioned and made it as a trainee. This friend is nothing to be trifled with because having the worst upbringing among the others made him the
Josh.
strongest when it comes down to pure guts and
Let's
determination.
go.
Josh Cullen Santos. He left home at the age of 16 and it was his decision. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. I'm talking about getting poured candle wax all over their body.
Getting physically abused by his nanny is I mean, kung sa akin mangyayari yun, no? So, babalikan ko talaga pag, pag lumaki ako eh. Itong itong ano mo sa akin, binigay mo sa akin trauma, babalik ko sa'yo.
Body. At an early age, he experienced what it felt like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. They got evicted from medium-sized apartments to increasingly smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat with rice but ketchup and salt. They had no permanent address. Because of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would even get into fist fights for defending her. Josh had enough of this, so he decided to leave to become independent and started
Alam mo,
working.
totoo lang, maraming ganyan eh, no? Maraming ganyan dito sa Pilipinas, no? May ibang mga estudyante, no, na dahil hindi kaya ng, for example, ng magulang na paaralin sila or, I mean, may mga public school naman dito sa Pilipinas, no, na kung tutuusin, pwede ka rin pumasok kahit wala kang pera, di ba? Pero dahil kailangan lang tumulong sa bahay, no, maghanap ng pagkakakitaan, hindi sila nakapasok. And next time na magkakaroon sila ng opportunity para mag-aral, yun na nga, dahil nga sa discrimination, dahil repeater sila or, you know, balik grade 6, balik grade 5, di ba? Yung classmate nila is mas bata sa kanila. Parang nakakahiya na, no? Na yung iba sa atin is nilalaman na ng hiya, di lang tumutuloy, no? Kahit minsan nabibigyan ng opportunity, pero syempre, isipin mo naman, men, diba?
As an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative
again, no, Josh, I feel like isa si Josh sa mga patunay, no, na lahat ng pinagdaanan mo may ikabubunga, no, or ibe-benefit po rin sa huli, no. Like for example, itong kakulangan nila sa pera, 'di ba? Nung paglaki niya, nung nagkaroon siya ng, kahit konting pera, 'di ba? Nabanggit nga na, tinulungan pa niya ano pa lang sila, di pa siya sikat, 'di ba? During training pa lang, naghahanap ng isang member, 'di ba? Binigyan pa niya ng pera si Ken, no? Para makapunta din sa Manila. And at the same time, 'di ba, ito, nagbabantay siya ng computer shop, 'di ba? Most probably maiinganyo ka rin maglaro, 'di ba? Ng mga computer games, pero ayun, nag-benefit siya ngayon, 'di ba? Again, he is also a e-sport player. So galing lang, no?
Learning system to attain his high school degree. He initially had no background in performing. Not until he found Stel performing with his dance group called Seyon. Josh became an instant fan, and when they connected, Stel became his mentor, which led to them becoming co-members, and they went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. So from champions to trainees. What else is in store for them? From then on, their lives became all about performing in small events and training.
We had one mentor when we were training. Tapos, more on personality development siya. Tapos, presenting ourselves on stage.
We had no idea that the Korean-style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But yung skill-wise, parang ganun. We were left on our own.
Ganun. So most of the training na tanggap nila is how to present yourself sa media, basically yung talent. So hindi pala talaga nila ginagawa yung parang training na naririnig ko sa dati, no, sa Korea, na parang sobrang kailangan patak ka sa training. Ganun ba yung nangyari? Sa training, parang pinabayaan sila. Yung mannequin challenge.
They were left alone to fend for themselves, sharing knowledge to improve each other with the hope of making the cut.
Yun.
Some sources told me that Pablo had to record some of their vocal sessions to effectively coach his co-trainees. All of that without salary. This went on for roughly a couple of years, and I don't know about you guys, but this for me sounded kind of brutal.
Yeah.
It's not easy to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again without any form of guidance. They were also kept in the dark about their debut date. So frustration started brewing until it reached the point when it only took one trigger to call it quits. On one seemingly normal training day, all trainees were already in the studio, except for Josh. On the same morning, the train broke down.
Nasira MRT during that time. Nasira yung MRT.
Sinuspindi ang operasyon ng MRT dahil sa power outage.
It wasn't really
Classic MRT, no? Minsan sa mga panahon na kailangan mo, no?
an accident, but this would still worry anyone, especially the trainees, because it's highly unusual for Josh to miss training. Later that morning, Josh arrived. His co-trainees felt relief because Josh turned out to be safe. You would think that their company would react the same way, right? Wrong.
No.
They decided to terminate his training.
Na-late ako, tapos tinanggal ako.
That
Oh, shit.
was the trigger.
Nung tinanggal po ako, nag-quit din yung mga grupo ko. Nag-quit din sila kasi parang naging trigger na point na kung tatanggalin mo si Josh,
Umalis kami sa grupo.
ganun mo lang kadali itapon yung lahat ng efforts and passion tsaka dreams namin.
Show BT had two choices: to keep all trainees or to keep no trainees. The company chose the latter. Everyone left
Talaga?
except for Stel.
Parang si Stel lang yung naiwan po nun talaga sa training room. Tapos talagang down na down lahat.
Si Stel natira kasi doon during that time.
Stel set aside all his frustration and remained focused on his goal, while Pablo was devastated.
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
In Josh's case, we can only imagine the pain he must have felt to have been booted out of his dreams.
Yeah, I mean, hindi man lang usually pag nasisira yung MRT, lagi naman siya binabalita, di ba? Kasi it's always a big news pag yung MRT nasisira kasi napakaraming tao lagi yung naapektuhan, 'di ba? Daming trabaho naapektuhan. So like siyang laging malaking balita. I mean, hindi man lang yung consider like terminate agad, 'di ba? Tapos nagka-training sila na walang guidance and then just parang wala lang, no? So, yeah, maintindihan mo talaga yung pakiramdam ng ibang mga trainee na gusto na nilang umalis kasi parang lahat kami dito is nag-worry na baka, I mean, tingnan mo to si Josh, like, i-compare mo sa parang, for example, like attendance niya, no, itong mga nakarang buwan or taon, di ba, hindi siya late, lagi siyang pumapasok, lagi siyang on time, on training, tapos this one time, tapos biglang, yeah, I mean, sobra siguro nakaka-disappoint, nakaka-discourage, no, after ng training mong yun. Again, yung debut nila hindi sinasabi, so, yung nagbe-build up yung yung kagustuhan mo or yung curiosity mo, kailangan ka mag-debut, no? Like, most probably mag-daydream ka na, man, galing ako sa pag-training palagi, no? Para pag panahon na para mag-debut, man, it's gonna be worth it, no? So, biglang, ganun.
Days passed, everyone still feeling down about that incident. Then Pablo's phone receives a message.
Brother, walik ka na, brother.
It was Josh. Out of all the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams. Perhaps this was the sheer guts and determination from his life experiences in full display. Pablo hurried back to the studio to find Stel alone. But not for long. Josh came back next and took the initiative to convince the company to have them back.
Pumunta lang po ako doon at syempre kung kailangan na makiusap.
So back to training, they went.
Hindi na naman magkahiwala yung grupo, pero bumalik sila kasi hindi nila ako inuwan.
Damn, boy.
There was only 3 of them for a while. Then a few other trainees started coming back. So Show BT put together a talent workshop to get more talents to keep the business going. This was batch 1. This was batch 2.
Target locked.
Justin De Dios.
Oh, shit.
He got scouted right away because he was a very good-looking guy and already was a decent singer and dancer. When he joined, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar. As do you.
Apparently, Josh told Justin about the workshop because the two already had a stint performing together in a dance cover group called Zero to Hero. So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions. Perhaps it was fate. That group is nowhere to be found today. Justin obviously deserved better. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a filmmaking skill that proved very crucial to their success in the future.
Yep.
With Justin on board, this completed their prototype boy.
Si Justin din, no, parang kay Josh, like yung experience niya and yung, pinag-aralan niya is sobrang nagamit talaga niya, no, or showcase niya ngayon, no.
Group.
We are
It's composed of Justin, Pablo, Stel, Josh,
Episode
Zeno,
0.
Kurt, and JP. They did multiple test runs leading up to their entry to Pinoy K-Pop Star 2017. They performed B-Day by Icon in an epic fashion, but they didn't win. At this point, Show BT seemed to have hit a roadblock. The group felt like something was missing. I don't exactly know what happened to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or Show
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Show BT seemed to have hit a roadblock. The group felt like something was missing. I don't exactly know what happened to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or Show BT felt the need to let go of them and get someone who could take this already great group
Oh,
of
God,
guys and push them to achieve the next
Di
level.
mo lang
The
alam kung ba't sila
extraordinary
nawala.
level. This years in the making project of Show BT needed to reach
So ito na naman tayo ba? Ito na naman ba yung build-up ng pagpapakilala, ha? Casual Chuck, man. Let's go. Ulit natin yun. Nag-build up na no? Alam mo kung saan ito papunta, no? Alam mo kung kanino to patungo, no?
go of them and get someone who could take this already great group of guys and
Yep.
push them to achieve the next level. The extraordinary level. This years in the making project of Show BT
Hey.
needed to reach its peak. So they
Yep.
started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy. The guy he was
Let's
talking
go.
about was a pain in his butt because their groups have clashed multiple times in their early dance competitions and their battles were always neck and neck. That guy's name was Philip John Suson. He was such a specimen.
come on,
He
man.
was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him. He grew up in the church under the care of his grandparents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school. Nobody taught
Let's
him how
go.
to play musical instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later
Kinakabalang
then fixed
nga,
it
no?
as he learned more.
Imagine, no? Kinakapa mo lang, no? After matuto ng chords, kinakapa mo lang. Nag-aaral din ako mag-gitara noon, no? Pero gumagamit ako ng songbook. Ano yung nabutan nyo ba yun, kids? Yung songbook na merong mga chords, di ba? Yun, no? Pero siya kinakapa niya lang, no? Damn.
He was also a gifted singer as a kid. Every time there was a family gathering, he was
Siguro, siguro pag dumating ka na sa point na parang kabisado mo na yung tunog ng mga notes, no? Habang nagigitara ka, kaya mo na siguro kapain. Ako kasi dati, natuto ako mag-gitara, like yung chords and strumming, no? And syempre, yung tempo ng strumming mo, depende mo sa tunog nung kanta. At the same time, binabasa mo yung sa songbook, diba? Kung ano yung sunod na nota, no? Pero yung kakapain, siguro, siguro hirap yun, man.
always forced to sing karaoke by his relatives. But when he hit puberty, he lost confidence in his voice because he could no longer hit high notes. But his confidence came back after being mentored by Pablo, who taught him how to harness his unique low voice that seemingly sounds like it came from the underworld.
Underworld. Hey.
When it comes to dance, he didn't know he could
Let's
do
go,
it
man.
until he was forced to in order to get good grades during the school intramurals. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly.
Can fly,
Because of his raw
yes.
talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued on to join the dance group called Amigo 7, a would-be rival of Josh and Stel's crew. Say on. It quickly became a reverse if you can't beat them, then join them kind of deal.
Yeah.
So Josh recruited Ken. But there was a problem. He was hundreds of islands
It sa anong to, sa nangyari sa kanila, no? Very good yung ginawa ni Josh, no? Kasi, buti naalala niya yung grupo na naging rival nila, right? Diba? Naalala niya yung sa mga member na yun, sa tingin niya na sobrang galing, na again, if you can't beat it, or sa tingin mo is, napakagaling nento, no? Parang ang hirap kalaban nento. Imbes na kalabanin mo, I mean, isali mo na lang. Matalino dito si Josh no?
Away and didn't have the money. What did Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing
Let's
else to
go.
lose, Felipe went and left his previous life in the countryside. He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group. One thing to note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group in
Yep.
Korea. Justin didn't make it in his first audition, so he almost didn't try again until Josh told him to do so. And Ken wouldn't even have the
Hindi ka siya
opportunity
magano,
to join
siya
if the Showbiz
ma-discourage.
trainees didn't come back after that quitting incident.
Yep.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect. When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event. Or as Google would put it, the phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-Pop Kings. In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines country code digits, 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19. If you subtract
Go.
both numbers, you also get the same result. SB doesn't
Nice.
only mean show BT. It is also about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this phrase: Soundbreak.
Let's go. Still getting chills, no? What the? Alright, well again, that's SB19, the ultimate sound break, no? Yeah, again, this one definitely more detailed, no? Again, maraming information dito na alam na natin, right? Pero again, napunan yung maliit na spot na yon kasi diba meron tayong episode 0, like yung nangyari sa ibang member ng tawag ng ano nila, Paradox, di ba? Unang grupo is Paradox na wala yung tatlo, and they're looking for another member. So nakita natin yun sa episode 0, no? Pero no, hindi nabanggit sa kahit anong episode, no, is yung part kung saan yung tinanggal si Josh, and then yung kung paano yung naging training nila, no, na kung paano yung nangyari, kung para siya yung life nila during training days, no, hindi nabanggit yon sa unang episode or any episode, no, sa ano, like in details, no. So again, I feel like napaka crucial, napaka-importanting information nun, lalo na dito sa kung bibigyan mo ng documentary kung paano nag-umpisa yung SB19, no. So this is definitely the ultimate sound break, no, or most detailed na remake. But yeah, I mean, most of it is we already know it. I mean, we watched it to episode 1 and episode 0, most of those informations, but I still get the goosebumps, no? Sa pinakauli pag sinasabi ni Casual Chuck na yung meaning nga ng SB19, and then meaning ng 19 is yung, of course, yung code ng kada bansa, and then SB is sound break, no? And kung paano niya sabihin yon, and then pasok ng background music, still giving you a goosebumps, no? Magaling na narrator din talaga si Casual Chuck, eh. But yeah, that's what we watch for today, man. Sana gustuhan nyo, man. Leave a like and subscribe kung saan mag-react yung artist, man, singer, rapper, song. Just comment down below. Mag-react tayo dyan. And that's it for me today. See you on my next vid. Stay awesome. Peace.